Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy, and I'm tagging along with the rest of my fellow YouTubers, and I'm doing my favorite knives of 2017. This is going to be my top 10 that's in my personal collection over $100. And the first two we're going to start off are honorable mentions because you no longer can get these knives, and actually one of them's not even with me, it's on loan to my buddy Zelric. And the first one is the Lion Steel Proper. That knife comes in right around $120, M390 steel, great knife, great modern twist on a slip joint. And the next one is a special order or whatever, the Heartland Clip, designed by Rob Bixby of Apostle P Knives. And this is the closest I could get to a Lanny's clip, and absolutely amazing knife. I need to get some more use on this guy. Nice and thin grind, GEC quality, and Gabon ebony wood. Great walk and talk, nice and strong. Just a beautiful folder. But like I said, you can't get these anymore, so that's got honorable mention along with the round head. So the first on my list is modern traditional, and that is the Benchmade Proper. I've had this since Blade Show, used it a good bit, personalized it with Blade Show on there, nickname, and my YouTube name. So this one means something to me, and I like it. This one comes in at $115, S30V steel. I like the fact that it's got an upgraded steel instead of a 1095 like this guy. Nothing wrong with 1095, just like the upgraded steel. Next one on my list, there's an alternate to this one because you can no longer get this one either, and that was my Para 2 and CPM M4 Blade HQ exclusive in the Jade G10. Excellent knife. But being that you can't get this one anymore, I threw the Para 3 in there, and the Para 3 comes in right at around, let's see, we've got it written down somewhere, I think it's like $130. And this is your plain S30V model with the satin blade, and I got some custom OD green linen micarta scales on there. Cool knife, and came with extremely sharp edge on this. It's not my favorite in the world, but nothing wrong with it at all, so definitely could be my top picks. The next one, the first one I got was having some issues with chipping, so Spyderco sent me a brand new one, and that is the Spyderco lightweight Mannix in Maxim steel. I love the lightweight platform because since my accident, I can only wear lightweight shorts and lightweight pants, so this nice light knife is no problem in those type of pants or shorts. And the Maxim steel, this one so far has been great. No chipping whatsoever, and I'm going to test this one thoroughly. This one comes in right at $168. Next one is another Spyderco. Ooh, I've been loving this guy, this Spyderco Spidey Chef. Morcine Schlieff design. I think my favorite part of this knife is the steel. It's rocking LC200N. And I'll tell you what, this steel has surprised me over and over again. I've used this thing quite a bit. I've had to resharpen it, I think, twice. I stropped it up mainly most of the time. And the second time wasn't a real sharpening. I just touched it up on the Spyderco Sharp Maker. LC200N is great down here in Louisiana. It's pretty much rust proof. Not as much as H1, but as much as I need it to be. And the LC200N holds much better of an edge than the Salt Steel, the H1 steel. And I just love it. I love the ergos on it. And for me, this is a major winner. Nice and slim, lightweight, great deployment, super smooth. I can do all the normal opening methods with the Spyderco. Awesome knife. The next one is a Kaiser, and that is the Justin Lundquist Wanderer. And You know, my example has been great. I've heard some stories of very strong detents, and you know that could be an issue. So if you can get your hands on it first, I would tell you to do that to pretty much any knife, because I've had pretty much every company I've ever bought knives from, at least one or two, they've had some, you know, issues here and there. But the thing I like most about this knife is the absolute comfort in hand. I mean, this is my most comfortable knife I think that I have, no matter what grip I hold, hammer grip, my pencil grip. It has that nice crown spine on there, my reverse grip. And this guy comes in right at $180. But a lot of Kaisers have been on sale for the holidays, and you could definitely find this guy for cheaper. They had that Vipon site, and you could find some of them super, super cheap. Mine's super, super smooth. I can open it up with a Spidey flick, but I have noticed that to do the Spidey flick, you need to catch at the bottom right there. And then for this flick, you need to push it here and push out like that. And opens up every time for me. I absolutely love this knife. Put my edge on it, and this thing's got screaming sharp. This blade shape, very, very nice. And I like this blade shape a whole lot. This reminiscent of this. I think I bought both of these guys at Blade Show, and the next one I bought at Blade Show, and I absolutely love this one. This is the higher end knife. It's a Chris Reeve Knives Insingo and Cosi. And as you can see, I love that blade shape. Very, very good for my EDC task. I mean, there's nothing more I can say about the Chris Reeve knives. Great fit and finish. I was able to hand pick this one at Blade Show, and the Insingo and Cosi wasn't new for 2017, but they debuted this natural micarta there. And I had to snag one up, especially being that I could hand pick it. I decided to put my edge on it because I have dulled this knife out a couple of times. And this thing came screaming sharp. Super, super smooth. I can Spidey flick it. I can easily flip it out like that. Absolutely, absolutely smooth. Yeah, I'm making myself look like an idiot, but there you go. But definite winner. I think this guy's like $4.75, so definitely not the cheapest on the table by any means, but love the knife. Alrighty, the next one is the Fox Knives Turf, and this is such an elegant looking knife. Great, you know, gentleman's carry, lightweight. You got full carbon fiber slabs, and that carbon fiber glistens in the light. You got that titanium backspace. This is a Jasper Voxnays design. LMAX steel. I can tell you the performance, I wasn't getting the full performance out of the steel until I put a nice polished edge on it. Now it cuts like a dream. LMAX is good to go for me. Feels great in the hand. No hot spots there or there. The only thing is it's smooth to open, and this knife is more of a flicker rather than a slow roller. It's just because it has a lot of lock bar tension. But there you go. The Fox Turf. This comes in right around $210 LMAX carbon fiber. Next one. Ooh, I got to fight. This one fights all the other ones. This one's always hogging up pocket. And that is a Benchmade Anthem. It's just a beautiful design. In my eyes, this is Benchmade's best design so far. But that's just my opinion. Got 20 CV steel, integral frame lock. They did instead of the mega springs, you have a coiled spring for the axis lock, and it's just so smooth, so easy to open and deploy. And this knife makes so many cool sounds when you open and close it. This is definitely in my top 5 knives that I own today. I don't have any issues with blade centering. I got to hand pick this one, so everything's good to go on mine. I just wish it wouldn't have that first production on there, but hey, that's alright. And the dong clip, it's okay. Alright, the next one is another Kaiser, and that is the Kaiser Slut SLT John Gray. You know, I like, being that I had so many plain titanium scales like that. I love this rock texture that I saw in this. I definitely want to get this thing anodized. Super comfortable. You got that ramp right there, kind of like the harpoon blade shape. When I sent this one off to Zelric, he put his edge on it and it was screaming sharp. I used it and dulled it up a little bit, so I stropped it up the other day, bring it back to hair whittling sharp. This knife's super smooth. Rockets out. I don't know, I think I still need to do a review of this guy, but another good one. I think this one comes in right at $180. S35 VN steel, titanium frame lock, and like I said, most Kaisers you can find them cheaper than that if you search around. The next knife is going to be a stand-in because I got rid of it, and this is the Guru's going to stand in for it, but the knife that would have been here, and I probably will pick it up again, is the Kaiser Task One, the Uli Heineck or whatever. I can't even pronounce it. The T1, great folder. I saw one going for $100 the other day. If you see one at that price, don't hesitate. Just snag it up. Excellent. It's a thumb stud deployment on bearings like all their Kaisers nicer knives. The ceramic bearings, ceramic detent. The T1. And this one is an honorable mention. This is the Matt Degnan Guru. I like this one a lot. It's definitely a good EDC size for me. I like that chaw for choking up. Just not as good of a performer as the T1. You got this saber grind right here. It's kind of thick behind the edge, but still a great EDC knife, no doubt. And this is the Matt Degnan Guru by Kaiser. The Guru comes in, I think, right around 160 bucks, and they also make a thumb stud deployment one. All right, the next three are honorable mention runner-ups, and I will tell you why. The first is a Cold Steel 4 Max. That thing's a beast. And if you haven't seen my videos, go check them out. I've done my first impressions and a little destruction with this knife. So if you want to see me doing some dumb stuff with this, go check it out. It's a couple of videos back. The 4 Max comes in right around $350 for this version with a tan G10 and 20 CV steel. You can pick up the Italian version made in Italy. It's got the gray G10 with the 20 CV steel. I haven't handled any of the Italian versions. I know they had some issues with this one. This one also had some issues, but I bought this one from Love Them Knives, and he had it sent in, and Andrew Demko had to work on the lock bar, the lock up, because it was hard to disengage the lock, and I think that's all he had to fix, and he got rid of it for the most part. Every now and again, if you don't give it a good thwack open, it's kind of hard to disengage that lock. You got to be careful, just like just now, almost guillotined my finger. But this is just one of those knives. It's not the most practical, but if I'm going in the woods, this is what I'm going to take with me. And it's just a beast of a knife. Puts a smile on my face, and it can handle a lot of stuff. That's the Cold Steel 4 Max. Next up, honorable mention, is the DPX Gear Hest Urban Triple Black. And I'm pretty sure the Triple Black came out in 2017. I picked this up at Blade Show. There's a lot of stuff I love about this knife. This one comes in around $254. But if I'm going to recommend the Urban, I'm going to recommend that you get the new limited edition all-tie version that's produced by Southern Grind. I handled it at Blade Show, and they fixed all the nitpicks I had with this knife. And I think they even changed the steel to S35VN. I'm not certain, but I'm still currently testing this one, putting it through its paces. I'll tell you right off, I love the feeling in hand. Perfect EDC size knife for me. Nice and smooth on bearings. Rockets out. And this one is in 154 cm, and this one was produced by Florian Knives. and wait for my final review on this, and I'll tell you a few of the things that I don't like about this version. But overall, the Southern Grind version, I would definitely recommend that one. Alright, and last but certainly not least is the ZTO 450. And the only reason this one didn't make my top 10 list is because you cannot no longer get this version of it unless you get it on the secondhand market. This is the carbon fiber ZDP 189 version. I think this one came in around $240. Great EDC knife, especially if you have smaller hands. One gripe I have about this knife before I do my final review is I wear a medium-sized glove, and this little hump right there catches my pinky right there. So unless I really cram my fingers in there and it's a real tight fit, that's a knock on the knife. But great EDC size and weight, very, very lightweight. ZDP is awesome steel. You can also pick this one up in carbon fiber and black titanium black blade S35 VN for $180, or you can get the all-tie S35 VN for $160. So like I said, if you have a smaller hand, this one might be perfect for you, or maybe if you have a bigger hand and you can have your finger back there comfortably. I don't know, great deployment on it, whips out there. But wait for my full review to give, so I can tell you the things that kind of make this not a win in my book. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. Hope everybody's having a great day. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. Let me know what your top 10 are, or if you agree with any of my top 10 choices. And like I said, this is the top 10 that's in my collection. So there's definitely other knives that would have probably made this if I owned them, but I just wanted to do it, you know, from what I own, so I could show you the knives. All right, guys and girls, hope everybody's having a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.